Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today we're going to be just doing an update on the um, Eagle 4 from Space 1999 and showing you what I've gotten done recently. And been a lot that's been done on the past few streams with Hobbytown modelers. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at things. So the command module is basically done. Decals went down pretty good. I had a spot there and a spot there where the decals didn't work out to the best. They ended up chipping, but actually I was really impressed with how the decals went on. You can see there the stripes on there, the Moonbase Alpha or Alpha Moonbase logo. They all went down really good except for these two. I was really impressed. So the command module is all but done. It's ready to be attached. We've got the scaffolding between the two pods, plus, between the pods and the passenger pod in the middle. That's done, ready to be attached. All the landing gear pods are done. I think I've shown those before. I'm sure I have. I've shown the lighting. Something about those, though, they have to go in here. And I had wires stuck down in here before I glued these together. And it turns out that these are a little bit more complicated than I was thinking because there's also lights underneath. You can see there, I've got the holes drilled for the LEDs, but you have to do some trimming on the engine bells to get them to fit, because if you don't, this spot here, come on, stay focused. This plus the LED will not let it fit in place. You have to shave that part down smooth with the rest of it, so that the LED will fit. And love how my engine bells have turned out. I'd always heard black over metallics. I'd never done it before this time, and oh, I'm loving how they're coming out. Matter of fact, here are the rest of the engine bells. And you can see here, the little circles are where these are sitting. When you're doing the engine bells, instead of having to figure out how to keep the inside gray or black or whatever color you paint it, what you do is you stick it down on some tape, because that will keep it sealed. And that also has the added bonus of it light blocks the back of your LED, so you don't have lights going all over everywhere. Those engine bells, all the smaller ones are done. The two for the booster pod are done. Still got to attach it. Still got to resistor it. And my wires, actually, another bonus is that since I painted it with wires there, my wires are all silver. So going back to each of these pods, which are identical, these are fragile. Parts keep falling off. Nothing major. This portion here falls off with the bottles. Realized after I had put one of the landing pods on here that I didn't have this part on. So you have to go completely away from the instructions, and instead of building you build the cage, and then you're supposed to put the top and the bottom of the cage on. You're supposed to have this on, and then these side pieces. Well, with lighting, I've got to be able to put these on before I put the top on, so I can do the wiring inside, and then this will go on last, and I'll just have to flex these out just a little bit. And speaking of which, the fit on this kit is still just phenomenal. No fill, no sanding. Those just slid into place like they were meant to be there, which they were. So here's the pod that I've done the most work on. Don't have the engine on yet, or the landing pods on yet, but I do have the LEDs and the engines on the bottom here. That's going to be a little bit tricky to solder down in there. Not sure how I'm going to do it, but it will happen. I might cheat, because the wires from the LEDs would fit a Arduino wire, and I have plenty of that. Go ahead and turn on the power supply. Not go higher than 3 volts because these are not yet resisted. And we're going to show you the effect. I think that is awesome. I mean, it doesn't throw a whole lot of light out of it, but it does really look cool. I mean, to me, it looks awesome. If I hang this or whatever, the engines lit up like that are going to be really awesome. Matter of fact, the uh, those are the 3mm LEDs. Might tone them down just a little bit to match. What did I catch on? To match the center pod, passenger, medical, what have you. This one's the laboratory pod. You can see I've got all 4 of the LEDs wired to this wired together. And you can see very small holes down there. What I did was I put tower LEDs in there. And like I said, I might tone down the other LEDs because these are very subtle. But by the same token, my thought is the front and the back, these pods where the landing gear go, those will have the most thrust because those are the ones that are lifting the Eagle no matter what's on here. This is going to have limited fuel, so it's going to lift very little. It's got just a little bit of lift added to it for the pod. Not enough to lift the pod itself because the pod's attached to the rest of the ship. And then these are resistors, so I can do the full brightness. These will go through the walls. These wires here will go through these walls. And this is, again, a part that, according to the instructions, you build it and then you pop it on. Does not work very well to pop it on because I tried. Just taped it together and it would not pop on. But you can see, and let's go ahead and crank this up to 9 volts. And I like that. And while it does look like I might have some light bleed, it's not. That is reflected light inside there. I think that looks really awesome. I'm very happy with the way this is going together. So those are done. What else do I have? Actually, that is pretty much it. I still have the main engines to finish. And I looked at it, and that's what most of these parts are for the main engines. The back of the ship. Got a few other bits and pieces. Got a couple pieces I really don't know what they're for. So this is if for the landing pods or the landing pods, the legs, if it's landed. Plus we got the 4 directional thrusters. I'm not sure what this is. I looked and there is no call out for this part. It might be a different leg that you can use, and you can see this one's a little bit crooked, but it could be a different leg that you could use for the medical pod. No, there's nowhere to attach it on the bottom here. And there are some spots that I'm going to have to go back and touch up for paint. But overall, it's coming together, and you can see the very subtle difference between the unpainted surface and the painted surface. It said it was molded in color, so I tried to match the plastics as best I could. And I haven't yet tested this since I painted it. So let's take a look and see how these engine bells look at this point. These are for the booster on the back of the ship. And that would have been really bad because I was about to plug, not thinking about it, I was about to plug 9 volts through this, and I would be trying to figure out how to take these bells apart because it's right now. It wouldn't have mattered if I'd have hooked those up anyway because those are red wires. But it's right now not resisted, and so 9 volts would have popped those LEDs both. The reason the color's a little bit difficult to discern on these is because black paint over the black paint first, then the silver paint. This one did not. I didn't grab both the LEDs on here. And I like that effect. This is a UV LED. I think I said that before. And then there's a blue one in here, down actually in this piece. On the main engines, I will probably be using a 5x5 or 5x5, 50/50 SMD because it should fit. This was kind of interesting trying to figure out how to put something down inside. And oh my God, I love that finish. You know, one of the guys I stream with, Ian, was like, "Did you buy the aluminum bells?" I'm like, "Why do I need to? That is so beautiful." And like I was saying, I should be able to put an SMD on here, cut that post off because it doesn't do anything, but put an SMD on there after I cut it off and have that come through this engine bell. It'll be right down inside there. Interesting thing about this is planning is everything. And I didn't think about the planning on this. So I have to figure out how I'm going to run wires into here because I didn't put wires in there. I might just do it like I did these engine bells and just have it come out of the sides. It may not be canon to the show, but it's the way I'm going to do it. So that is all I've got for you today on this model. It's coming along pretty quick. I'm very pleased with the way it's going. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop and something to go completely wrong. And me plugging in 9 volts to a pair of LEDs on a fully completed part, that could be it. But we'll hope that nothing happens. So take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. Links will be in the description. On the weekends, that's when I'm building this, is mostly on our live streams. And I will see you on the next video.